What does this letter prove? Joining me, journalist, media analyst Markette-Sheppard. All right, Markette, this letter is something else, something that did not exist until after she gets arrested. What are your thoughts about it and what it may prove inside of a courtroom?
Well, Vinny, I'll tell you, this letter is bananas. I tell you one thing that is fiction, probably everything that comes out of Kouri's mouth. In this letter, it looks like she's doing just what it's called, walking the dog. And you know, that's slang for dominating someone. It looks like she's giving step-by-step instructions on how her brother should testify on her behalf in the trial. She is trying to frame her husband as a drug addict who's trying to take her down and hide drugs in her purse when they travel to Mexico. Does her late husband take THC gummies? I believe that's a known fact that's been out in the media. But does he have a drug problem, like hard drugs? That has not been proven, but she's trying to frame him as such. And this letter just shows how much control and domination she wants to have over the people around her and her poor brother. I looked at his face in the clip that you all just showed, and I thought, man, oh man, if he's listening and he's not guilty of anything yet, run. Get out of there. Sometimes the people closest to you can bring you down, as evidenced by this case. And her poor brother, I don't know. He needs a wake-up call. Somebody needs to shake him, wake him up, and tell him stay far away from this case.
Well, she did write a children's book, Markette, so she is an author to a certain extent. But I don't know if you can sell to the jury that she's now turning into some prolific writer, going from, you know, working at Home Depot, having a nice legitimate job, to a failed house flipper, to now prolific author. That's going to be a tough sell.
Yeah, you know, I feel sorry for Home Depot, you know, because, you know, it's like they don't have anything to do with this. But she's a self-published children's book author. Let's make that clear. So she had some money. She wrote some words. She put it up on Amazon. Anybody can do that if they have $39.99. And I would say parents probably don't want her anywhere around their kids. I'm actually a children's book author, but through a traditional publishing company, and there's so many layers you go through to vet your book before it reaches the public. And you know what this reminds me of, Vinny? OJ. And he wrote that book, If I Did It, Then This Is How I Did It, or it was crazy. And I'm thinking, what is going on in the mind of people who are accused of murder and then write a book about the murder? Make it make sense, because I know, as someone not involved in any of this stuff, just as a journalist who reads about stories like this, something's a little off with someone who writes about tragedy. I would expect a mother of three who just lost her husband to be reading books about how to get over the loss of a loved one, or something about healing, or
we are out of time for tonight, Markette, but always great to have you. Matthew Mangino, great to see you as well. Thanks so much.